All right. Here we are. We're here. And I have Deb as you're my first guest.
Really?
Yeah. And
I'm a guest in my own house.
Yeah, For those of you who don't know, this is Deb. This is my mom.
Hi. Yeah, Deb.
Hi, Deb. Yep. And I figured it would be fun to just have a conversation. You got to hold that like kind of close, not like too close.
Okay.
There you go.
Really? I know how to use a microphone.
Do you?
I do.
You know how to put things near your mouth?
It's been a while.
Okay. We don't need to go into it.
It's been a while.
Oh, right. We don't need
Probably about a year.
Oh, okay. We're going to go into details now.
It is what it is.
All right. We're a little too close.
Okay. And that means what?
A relationship.
Oh. Yeah, well, we've been quarantined for the last how many months?
I know. My name is Quarantina.
Yeah, I'm quarantined.
And this is Coronita.
Yeah.
But I figured it would be fun because we really I'm not planning any of this shit out.
And meet my shadow,
Oh,
Luigi.
that's Luigi.
Yeah, he's my shadow.
She knows how to use a microphone, but
I do.
She's holding it in Timbuktu, and she's in New York.
You want me to chew on it?
Pretty much. This is why we can't
That silly joke.
This is why we can't have nice. Oh, that was good. That was good. For those of you who don't know, I made a TikTok.
And so did I.
My mother's a TikTok whore.
I'm trying to be TikTok famous.
Yeah.
So you'll have to find me. It's Debzy, Debbzie. And the number 7. I need friends. Follow me.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. But
I only have 6,600 followers.
Wow, she's still going.
I want to be TikTok famous.
Okay. So does the rest of the friggin' world.
Oh, right. Yeah, but I'm entitled.
Right. Because
I'm almost 64 years old. Young.
You pushed
years
me.
Young.
You pushed me out of your hoo-ha.
That's right.
Well, first and foremost,
yes.
I have 38 interesting questions to ask your mom right now, but I have 39 because the one question I've been wanting to ask you.
Oh, God, help us.
Besides, what's it like to have given birth to the perfect specimen of a human being? Mm-hmm. Besides that question, what's it like having 2 gay children? Because I'm convinced that you are not able to produce a straight human being.
It's okay because it's not happening anymore. So
okay,
and who cares?
Ew.
Who cares? Listen, it is what it is. I don't care who you love. Who cares?
Didn't you want us to be gay?
No, nobody. Look, in this society, nobody wants their children to be different, and that's how it was.
Right.
It's a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? It's a lot more acceptable. That's right.
Let them know.
Let them know. Than it was when I was growing up. You know, when I went to high school, nobody came out. There were no gay. As it was, we had friends I went to high school with, a black and white couple, and they had to hide it.
Right.
And that wasn't acceptable. And today, you know, look, your aunt married a black man. We have, you know, you have black cousins. I love them and adore them, and it is what it is.
Right.
But actually, we're
a diverse family.
Very diverse.
On my mother's side, we're very diverse. Yep. We have Puerto
Rican, blacks, lesbians.
Actually,
many gays are in our family.
Yeah, there out of my cousins, there's 6 of us. There are only 2 straight cousins.
Yep.
The gay cousins outweigh the queer, I want to say, because some are not fully gay. Juno's not fully gay.
Right.
But yeah, we're a pretty gay ass family.
We are.
Yeah.
And my parents, may they rest in peace, accepted it as well. Look, these were her grandchildren, and my girls were the first to come out. And okay, my dad did think it was a virus that they were going to get over,
like the coronavirus,
right? And he, you know, ended up accepting. I mean,
right.
You know, it is what it is. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares who you love?
Doesn't matter.
No. Okay,
So
go ahead.
I figured because I didn't know what we could talk about, but I wanted to have you on just because you got a good aura. I got a good aura. Both of our auras together are.
But you do have this one piece right there. That's
I knew she was gonna try it. I knew
not
it.
good.
Can you fix it then? What the fuck? You just let me sit here looking like
It's just not acceptable. I'm
looking like a
sorry.
peacock.
Okay, it's a little better.
Thank you.
You do need a haircut, but until
Well, apparently this is turning into just roast the shit out of Tori.
Listen, I work in a hair salon on Sundays, and I have a few perks. So but it hasn't opened yet, so we'll have to.
Good story. Cool.
Yeah.
That was a great story.
Thank you. You're good. She's probably going to cut it.
No, I'm not gonna cut it. It's easier to just go through. Anyway, the first question: what is one of your earliest memories?
Of you?
No, of your life.
Earliest? What do you mean? Good memory?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be. I mean, it could be good, bad. What's like the first thing you remember?
I'm one of 5 girls, and we had a lot of craziness growing up. High-strung father, mother tried to keep the family, together and peace.
Right.
So
Well, you grew up with a lot of
dysfunction.
Yeah.
But no, but
Dysfunction.
We had fun. When things were good, we had fun. We were 4 girls. My youngest sister is a lot younger, so I don't remember her that much. I believe when she was like 4, I was already out of the house. But we did. We had fun. We had our moments. But
do you have any like specific? Well, I feel like you had a lot of.
My mother and father were beach people, so Grandpa worked nights.
Right.
And we used to do the beach on a Monday. And
so you do have good memories.
Oh yeah, no. I have many good memories.
Not to get too into.
There were a lot, some craziness, but when you're, a house of all females, a high-strung Italian father, there will be. I will say this too. I mean, he was very strict,
Right.
and I won't take that away from him.
Right.
When I was dating, guy had to enter the house, had to shake his hand, had to walk me to the door.
That's not even.
No, they don't do that anymore.
Right. You don't even.
However, that's the way he was, and I didn't argue with him about. I'll tell you, guys, I won't say men because they were young, had a lot of respect for me because of it. Because my dad was very intimidating.
Intimidating's not the word. My grandfather.
So he was. We had a lot of good.
And you were the goody two shoes of the bunch.
I was, and they thought I wasn't. My parents thought I was going to be the worst one.
Because
Aunt Sandy cut out of school one day.
And Sandy, obviously, you guys don't know, that's her older sister.
Right, and we're 13 months apart. So, we would drive to school, high school. They would drop me off, her and her friend, and they would take off and miss first 2 periods. The school would call Nornie, and Nornie would say, was Deborah with them? And no, Deborah's in class. So they always thought, the only time I cut out of school was senior cutout day when it was allowed.
She was a goody two shoes. Where the fuck do I come from then? Where did I get my
Well,
balls?
you know what? Your father and I were divorced when you were 10 and 8 years old. Your sister was 10, you were 8.
Right.
So I raised you for the most part. You were, basically on your own for a long time, other than young, you'd go around the corner by Nornie,
Right.
after, because I had to work full time. But you had a lot more freedom than I had. My mother did not work. So
Right.
I came home and there were rules that had to be followed. And
Right. I was a.
we followed them. So you guys had a lot more leniency because I wasn't around.
Let's see. I'm trying to get a good question. Oh, I have a good question. This is a burning question, and you can be completely honest. I've had 4 relationships in my life.
And they all sucked. Just saying.
Which one was your favorite?
Carissa.
I knew that was coming.
She was. And she will always be. She lived here for a little bit and she was awesome. She had the utmost respect. The other relationships you had another one that lived here, spent a lot of time here, had no respect at all.
Right.
Had no respect for the house.
Right.
Your last relationship, she was not disrespectful.
Right.
She was just
not for me.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
We'll be nice about it.
We'll leave it at that.
We were 2 different people.
But Carissa was definitely my favorite.
And the funny
thing
is
still.
The funny thing about that is she's the only ex that I still keep in contact with. I mean, she's married, has 2 kids. She's happily married. She's
married to a man, a guy who's awesome. She has a great marriage. Right. She has 2 beautiful children. She's still respectful for me. It just so happens her mom and I are best friends.
And lives upstairs.
Her mom rents my upstairs apartment in my house, but she's just the ultimate as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Let's see. I'm trying to think. This is a good one. This is a burning one. Have you ever had an abortion?
Have I ever? Yeah. Many, 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 many years ago. And
homegirl's been married twice.
Yeah.
My father's her second marriage.
My first husband and I, we were young. He was 20. His mother had to sign for him. And I was 21. I was a year older.
His mother had to sign for him? Here's a tip. If your mother has to sign for you in order for you to get permission to get married, then you're too young to get married.
Yeah, well, we were young.
Just saying.
We were young. Obviously, the good thing that came out of my second marriage are my 2 beautiful daughters that I love and adore. But
me more.
But
no denial there.
But the bottom line is that's not the truth. I love both my daughters exactly the same. Each one has a different personality. I probably get along better with you.
Yeah, because I'm very laid back.
And easygoing, and you put up with my high-strongness.
Right.
My daughter, Dina, is a clone of me. So
you guys
butt
clash.
heads. But
right.
There are other beautiful qualities in her that I love and adore.
Yeah, we just haven't found them yet.
She's got many.
Just kidding.
Smart ass.
Just kidding.
But my first ex-husband, I still today regret divorcing him, but we were young. And as I said, the good thing that came out of my second marriage are my girls, thank God. I love and adore them. But my first marriage was more what I was looking for. And today, at almost 64 years old, I'm divorced 21 years. It was 21 years in March. And haven't really had many long-term relationships other than Rich, who lived here, and he was totally dysfunctional.
He was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, bad. That was a very bad relationship, very volatile.
Yeah.
However, it's,
I feel like we all have one volatile,
you know
toxic.
What? The thing is, you need to, that's unacceptable to me now. So I will never accept a relationship like that again. So that's why I may remain single for the rest of my life, because my standards are high and I won't tolerate that bullshit.
Right.
Just won't.
I know I'm not going to remain single for the rest of my life, but I do have high standards for the same reason.
Well, you're young.
Right.
Obviously the pickings are smaller for me at this age.
A little bit.
And I'm not settling. So,
I don't blame you.
So if I have to remain alone, I'll remain alone.
I think that's where I get it from, actually, too, because all my friends are like, even some cousins, right? And I'm gonna share a little bit. Not a lot, though. A lot of people are like, just go fuck. And I'm like, I can't. You taught us at a young age that, sex is a sacred thing to be had with two people who at the very least have feelings for one another.
Yeah.
And so
that's what I was taught.
Right. There's a blockage there. I can't just...
Certain things are left sacred and in the relationship, it's just not something that you give up, give out, or do, unless it's a special person. I was taught that as well.
Right. And special in the sense, like, you don't have
someone that you maybe could see spending the rest of your life with.
Or someone that you could even see just being in a potential relationship with.
Exactly.
Not just someone you meet at a bar.
I couldn't just go home with somebody and just screw.
My mom's a classy bitch. And in turn, I'm a classy bitch.
That's right. Children learn what they live.
That's the truth.
I say that all the time.
But I feel also I get like my pickiness from you.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but you know what? There were times, if you remember correctly, I wasn't always picky. No, we had the beast living here for a while.
Right.
And I tolerated a lot of nonsense I shouldn't have tolerated.
Right. But I think when you go through a situation like that with somebody...
Well, you learn from it.
Right.
Obviously.
With somebody who has a clear mental illness.
Yeah.
Afterwards, you're like, wow, okay.
How did I put up with that crap?
Right. Hindsight's 20/20.
Yep.
I think about that with my ex. By the way, I'm not going to say any names.
No, I didn't mention.
We
any
said
names
Carissa
either.
because we're talking about her in a good way. But with my ex, my most recent ex, I think about that too. You know, how did I put up?
What
with
did you put up with?
Right.
And I question what you put up with.
Right. Because you witnessed it.
The 4 o'clock in the morning screaming in the driveway and the nonsense, and I thought, why?
Right.
Why?
Because you know that's not me.
Right.
You know I'm not a yeller.
No.
I'll yell. Not that I never yell.
No, but you used to tell me when I was screaming at you that your ears hurt.
Right. When I was a kid. Right. Yeah. Right. I'm not a yeller.
No.
You know, that's just not who I am. And this person was bringing out all this volatility. And I remember...
It was an explosive, volatile relationship.
Right. How many weeks?
I've had one.
Right. Me too. Yeah. Yeah, my previous relationships weren't.
No, your dad and I didn't have. My first husband and I didn't have that kind of relationship. With my first husband, we were young.
Yeah.
And what did we know? With your dad, it was a relationship alone.
Right.
He
didn't participate.
Right.
He was not a participant.
So I figured, well, you're not going to do what you're supposed to do. I'm sorry. You're not going to do what you're supposed to do. I'll do it by myself.
Well, I'm done with you. I'm fucking done.
I wanted to belt out a note or two, but she won't let me.
L is for the way you look. We should put on a concert one day. I feel you on that one. And one of the big things, I don't think you know this, but one of the biggest things as far as a relationship goes that I'm most concerned about is being like daddy in the sense of
passive aggressive.
Right. Yeah. I'm afraid.
Because you do have a few of his
a lot of
negative traits.
Yeah.
But all that stuff. Listen, there are people in this world. Your father and I may not have split up if when we went to therapy to try and fix it, he didn't blame me for everything.
Right. You and only you.
That's a bit narcissistic.
Right.
So if you can address your shortcomings, and we all have them. Right. If you can address it and say, you know what, this is something I need to fix.
Right. Well, that's the thing. And that, because I remember...
You have to recognize it.
Right. I remember you growing up, you guys have been divorced since I'm 8. I'm 30 now. I'm going to be 31. So I remember hearing constantly when people ask what happened, you constantly saying you would go to therapy and he would literally be like, well, I don't have the issue. It's her.
Right.
And he wouldn't take accountability.
No.
And so,
never.
And so I think I try to overcompensate.
And the story, okay, I'm going to tell this story again, which I tell everybody.
Okay.
When Tori was born, she was 2 weeks early. She was 5 pounds when I brought her home from the hospital.
Yeah, I was a little nugget.
She was jaundice, and that was because she was a little bit small. Dina, her sister, was 20. They're 21 months apart. Dina was 21 months old, so a toddler. She had Coxsackie virus, which is a virus that children get. Adults get it too, but it's mainly with children. It was the middle of the summer. The doctor said, keep the baby away from Dina, because if the baby gets it, it could be bad. So we had to keep them apart. So I was nursing at the time, and the baby needed to be nursed, which was Tori.
I'm the baby.
And I said to her father, your father, please keep your eye on Dina. I'm going in the room to nurse Victoria and change her and put her down to sleep. When I finished and came out of the room, he was sleeping. And at the time, VCRs were a big thing. And Dina was shoving things in the VCR. It wasn't pretty. I will not say my reaction. It just wasn't pretty.
She done flipped.
And that was the beginning of the end.
Right.
I had enough.
Well, you wanted a
Partner.
right. Who doesn't?
Well, and there are many out there. There,
Right.
Look, I watched Uncle Mike and Aunt Pat next door. He is a partner.
Right.
I mowed the lawn. I took the garbage out. I brought the pails in.
Right.
I
And
painted
that's
when the
one of the
house needed to be
things-
painted. If you're
Right.
going to do it by yourself, then who needs?
Well, that's it. I want to be the type of, and it's so weird, not in a creepy way, but like hearing you and what you lacked in your relationship with my father. I want to be for my future wife or my next girlfriend everything that daddy wasn't
Right.
for you.
Well, you have to. So when his little bit of a way, because you do have some of his ways.
Talking to the microphone.
Okay. When a little bit of his ways, I have to use my hands. That's the problem.
You're
When his little
Italian.
bit of his ways creep up in you,
Be self-aware.
yes.
I think I am for the most part.
Sometimes you have some silly habits, quirky habits. I mean, I do have OCD, but stuff that reminds me of him. That
If there's a step above OCD, then
like there are times I'd like to grab you by the throat and flip you around a room. But
wow, that's pretty detailed. Have you pictured that?
for silly stuff that I've mentioned over and over, like close the cabinet 101, Victoria.
I knew you were going to say it. You know why?
Simple things like going into the pantry closet, closing the door.
But you have to admit, I don't always do that.
No, you don't always close the door.
No.
Or put the toilet seat down. Not that you lift, but the cover. Put the lid down. To me, the bathroom looks nicer with the lid down. So you'll leave the bathroom. I'll go in there and I'll shut the lid. I don't know if
Really?
you noticed that. Oh,
No,
yeah.
I don't. I'm oblivious.
I think your friend Brittany mentioned that to you about how important that is to keep that lid down.
All right, I'll make a freaking note. Mental note.
Yeah,
My
little
problem.
things.
My problem is that if it's not in the forefront of my brain, I'm forgetting it.
Right.
Like how many
As
times.
quick as it goes in your head, it goes out.
Right. If it's not something like I have to make a mental note of, and sometimes even when I make that mental note, the notes get lost in my
they
brain. So like, yeah, that's definitely a difficulty.
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Nothing that you
But
can fix.
okay, but do you think, as far as if a female were to live with me, like my girlfriend, if I were to live with my girlfriend, would I be tolerable?
Oh my God, you're not like your father was.
I'm not like a slob.
No. I mean, you even take initiative to change your sheets on your bed and clean your room.
Right.
Yeah, because you can't live like that. And knowing how I am, I'm sure that helps. Yeah, no, I think. You know what? If someone said to me, this habit of yours irritates the fuck out of me. Can I say
curse,
that?
Yeah,
Yes.
say fuck, shit, piss, twat.
Irritates the fuck out of me. And it was someone I love and wanted to spend the rest of my life with or be with. That thing would be changed immediately. I would not. I would make a 100% effort to fix it.
Okay. Here's where I raise a red flag in what you're saying. Because if the person is asking you to change something that you cannot change because it's just who you are.
No, but if I
You mean
have,
like a habit?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
a stupid habit that, which I don't have many bad habits, but
Okay. I believe
but
you.
a stupid, because I do have OCD and I
Right.
I am aware of the cleanliness and all that stuff, keeping things neat.
Right.
So it would really have to be something real quirky for someone to say, you have this habit that just irritates me. And it was something negative
Right.
for that person, I would do everything in my power to fix it.
Right.
I would.
As long as you could. Absolutely.
Yep.
Because
Everything is fixable.
where that raises a flag for me is, my previous relationship, I needed to basically change everything.
Right. Well, she didn't want you to talk to people. She didn't want you to,
Right.
be the personality that you are.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah.
So that's where it's like,
Yeah.
there's a line. I think there is a line, and sometimes that line gets blurred when somebody's asking you to.
I mean, my first husband, we were young. I'm a very personable person.
You're a social
I had a
butterfly.
lot of male, female friends in high school.
Oh, they were both?
Yeah, I had. No, I didn't know.
I know what you mean. I know
It
what
wasn't.
you mean.
But if we were in the mall together and I ran into a guy that I knew from high school, I had to walk right by him.
And that's not who you are.
No, and that was a problem for me. But I think because of the youngness of our age, because he's now remarried and he doesn't do that to his wife now.
But
you know what I
do you
mean?
sometimes wonder, though, that it maybe, just maybe, it's not that he doesn't do that with his new wife. Maybe it's just that his new wife wasn't as sociable as you and
Good possibility.
didn't know as many people.
Good possibility.
Because,
But I think you grow a little bit too.
well, yeah,
you
age,
get older.
or some
and,
people do. I mean, there are people who,
You you that kind of stuff is immature. So
Right.
growing up changes.
That's another thing I'm afraid of. Is that a female is not going to be able to handle how personable. Because I'm like you. We talk to everybody.
Well, that's why you need to be with somebody that can handle your personality. I need to be with, like when Anthony and I were together,
yeah.
he's
This
as
is-
personable as I
As
am.
you are.
And
He didn't.
we could go into a room together. Your dad was personable too. So we could go to a party together and not see each other all night long.
right.
Because I was socializing with people and he was socializing
I
with people.
like that to an
Yeah,
extent.
and there was it's a good quality together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I feel like to each their own. There's a fit for everybody.
Right.
But for me, I feel like I need a person who is going to go to a party. I don't have to babysit.
Right.
We're adults.
Right.
You can schmooze who you want to schmooze.
Right.
I mean, if it's the first time I'm bringing you to the party, obviously
and
I'm
it's
going to sit there
people
with you.
that person doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's a
Once you
different
get to
story.
know
Right.
people, if we're at a party with
But
the
I'm
same
one of these people that could talk to a tree
Same.
if it's going to answer me. So
Same.
I never have an issue meeting new people and
Right.
chit-chatting.
Sometimes I walk in this room and she's talking to this plant behind her. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, lady?
Well, they say you should talk to them for them to grow anyway. So, and look how they're growing.
I'm done. I don't,
Listen, this is why I want to be TikTok famous.
Oh my God. We're back
Find
here.
me on TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
What's that stuff that just popped up?
Hold on.
Yeah, see?
Hold
I see
on.
that stuff.
Good job. Good job. You can keep talking if you want, because I'm just going to make a note on the video that the camera blacked out.
Oh, did it black out?
Well, not blacked out, but it stops recording after a half hour.
Oh, okay. Oh, so we've been doing this for like a half hour.
Yeah.
All right.
It feels like time.
So it's Debzie,
Oh, my-
DEBBZIE, and the number 7 on TikTok. Find me.
Oh,
you
my
you know
God.
what? You will find some of it entertaining.
Did Luigi just fart?
I don't believe
Maybe.
so.
No, that's probably his breath.
It wasn't me, that's for sure.
His breath.
It could be his breath because it's bad. It's really bad.
He's about 700, so.
Yeah, he's getting old.
Anyway.
He's going to be 15, so. Okay, what's the next question?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
We went off on a tangent here.
Yeah. on the same topic.
What was the day I was born like? Besides perfect.
Well, it was a Friday. And well, it was perfect. I'll tell you why it was perfect, because...
It was a Thursday. It was a Thursday. June 29th, 1989 was a Thursday.
You're right. It was a Thursday.
Ask me how I know.
I came home from the hospital on a Saturday. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, perfection was because... That was really gross. Perfection was because labor was nothing for me. So
you just shit me out.
And as small as you are, definitely helped. But it was a sunny...
Do you have a wide set cooter catter? Is that it?
Well, no one's had to put a 2x4 across the...
Okay. And anyway, how was the day? How was it? It was a beautiful day.
It was a beautiful sunny day. I went into labor about 4 o'clock in the morning, went to the hospital, had you probably around 6:37. I don't remember the exact time, but it was around maybe, I think like 6:34 kind of sticks in my head. And
here I was.
Here you are.
And I was an ugly fucking baby.
Yeah, I thought, put her back. She looks like a chicken. But you were 2 weeks early. She's not cooked, I thought. Oh, my God. They say babies at birth are beautiful. I'm sorry. You were not. Just have to say. Like, you got cuter and cuter as you got heavier and weight. And like Nornie said, I starved you. You know.
You had to grow to love me.
Yeah. It was like, ooh, faccia brut. Yeah.
If you had to rate my ugliness, scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the ugliest.
12, 13. It was pretty bad. Yeah. You did get cute as you got older.
It was that bad.
Like 2 months old. By 2 months, you were a doll. You were adorable.
So it took me 2 months.
Yeah, to kind of grow within yourself.
Do you think I'm cute now?
Oh, you're the cutest. Yeah.
That's a lie.
Yeah. No, why wouldn't I think you're cute?
My mother, okay, hold on. Let me tell you a story that just happened not too long ago. Brittany was here. So what was that, like 3 weeks ago when Brittany was here?
Maybe longer.
It might have been. It might have been about a month ago.
Yeah.
Brittany was here and we were talking about I was, growing on TikTok out of nowhere, and my mother looks at Brittany and goes, "It's got to be her personality." And I'm like, "Oh, because you think I'm ugly. You don't think I'm good looking enough to get the followers. So you think it's my personality." So
Well, you do have a great personality. But listen.
Go on.
Okay. Here's a fun fact.
Oh.
You could be the most gorgeous person on the face of this earth.
Yeah.
And if you have a personality like dog shit, you're going to get ugly fast.
That's true. That's how I feel.
I've met some very good-looking men and thought, gag me twice because they have the personality of a used tampon.
You were going to say condom.
I was.
You can say condom.
So it makes a big difference in the personality. So that's why these dating sites, you look at...
Talk about it.
No, it's the truth. I'm on plenty. But you look at these dating sites and you look at some of these people and you think, oh, God, really? But they may be absolutely adorable if you met them in person.
That's That is true. Okay, here's another thought. Okay, I go. When have I ever been on dating sites? Never.
I've been on them much more, much longer.
Yeah. My current adventures through dating apps just started. What, like a month ago?
Yeah.
So one thing I've thought while scrolling through is these people, the ones that I'm passing, that aren't ugly,
right,
but aren't my type.
You didn't go, wow.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I could
be adorable.
I could have the best connection with this person.
Yep, I do the same thing. I swipe to the left. I swipe to the left more than I swipe to the right. And I think to myself, wow.
You probably bypassed
this person could be a doll.
Right.
But who wants to take the chance? Listen, What about the time I got, what do they call it, catfished?
Yeah, my mother got catfished.
Twice.
You did? Twice?
Twice. Yeah, well, this is going back a lot of years. I was with my cousin Denise at a bar, and the guy I had been talking to on the dating site was meeting us at the bar, and his pictures were all buff and built. And when he walked into the bar, he placed his head on someone else's body for his photos. When he came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Debbie," I said, "Oh no, I'm sorry."
You literally looked at him.
Yeah, no, you got the wrong person. He later emailed me and said, "It was you." And I said, "Yeah, but it wasn't you."
Wow, you're a savage. Holy shit.
Yeah, and then I was a little older, was 2 years ago. The guy did the same exact thing, showed pictures of 5 years earlier. He was all buff and built.
Right.
And when I met him in Babylon, he was walking towards me, and I thought, I had that devil on my shoulder saying, "Turn around and go back into your car." And then the angel over here said, "I'll just bite the bullet and
Deal with it for a
And
night.
I did. And I was literally catfished. That never happened again.
Well, the girl.
I would never do that to anybody. What you
Right.
see is
Why
what
would
you
you-
get. Obviously, sometimes your pictures look better than you in
Right.
person. Okay.
Right. But it's still
But
you.
it's still the same person. The body's the same.
I matched with a girl on Bumble recently, and I tried to find a real picture, but I swiped right anyway for some reason. But I tried to find a fucking like real picture of this girl. When I tell you her photos were so altered that her eyes looked like alien eyes.
But you could tell.
Right. You could tell
Yeah,
that it's
yeah.
like you can tell.
You could tell the scammers too. I've been scammed a couple. No, let me rephrase that. I haven't been scammed. They've tried to scam
Right.
me.
Right.
I can tell immediately. And then I block and delete.
Right.
I could tell immediately.
Yeah.
The scammers.
Absolutely.
The conversation is they're widowers who they're raising their son who's away at boarding school.
Yeah. Right. Right.
And right now they're in another country running an oil rig. Are you kidding me?
Exactly. Yeah. They
That
got,
one guy.
oh, the guy from Argentina.
Yeah,
or
who was
whatever.
absolutely adorable. I knew he was scaring me, and I called him on it and never heard from him again.
Right.
So
Well, what about this most recent Tinder mystery girl that I was digging? And then, at first I thought I was being catfished because, it was like, there's no way this hot ass girl likes me, and we were talking. The conversation was great. I was getting a text message from this girl every single morning. She was texting me, hello, like keeping in contact, wasn't being sketchy in that way. I thought I was being catfished, but then it ended up, I don't think I was being catfished.
no, she ghosted you, didn't she?
She ghosted me.
Yeah,
And
do have that in an 8-month relationship, and then we could talk.
oh, yeah, true.
Getting ghosted.
Right.
Who does that?
Yeah, I don't
But
understand.
I look at that as
That's their
a
character.
blessing.
Right, in disguise.
And I'm not religious and spiritual, but I am. God did you a favor.
Right. It's like almost,
The power, holy and thou, did you a favor.
it's like the trash taking itself out.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when whatever happened to me, it's like, that was a blessing. That, like, it,
Yeah, because it could have been much worse.
right,
Could have married this person.
right,
Yep.
right. They set you free when
Yep.
they do that. Absolutely. I just don't understand why people do the things that they do.
Don't try.
But see, that's my problem is like I'm constantly trying to figure out
Yeah, don't.
why.
Don't try. It's not even worth the aggravation.
Because you always taught us growing up. What's that phrase you always say?
liars and cheaters always get caught. And that is the truth. And they do.
Right.
So the day comes and you find out that they're either a liar or a cheater.
Or both.
Or both. And yeah, they do get caught.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
I believe that.
Not that I think this mystery Tinder girl.
No, but you know what? I've done that though. And not that it's right, but I've had conversations with people on the dating site and then got like a feeling like, I don't know, this is not working. There was something in the conversation that just didn't work. Delete, block.
See, I don't think it was that for me, not like to sound cocky or anything. What I think if she has some sort of like toxic ex situation.
Could be.
Because it reminds me of me when I would dead people out of nowhere with no explanation. You know, I mean, but I did that.
But that, you know what? One of your bad qualities is saying it and not doing it. Like, yeah, I'll be over. Yeah, I'll be there. Instead of saying no, because you really don't want to be there.
Right.
And then not show up.
Right. Well, I don't do that anymore, do I?
Well, I wouldn't know. We've been locked up in the house for the last 2 months.
I haven't done that in the last 2 months, have I?
We've only seen you and I other than what we see from the deck.
Yeah, exactly. Other than the neighbors.
Yeah.
Next door.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, my issue is I'm a people pleaser and I don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Right.
So when people ask me things,
But to say no is good. It's a good thing.
Right. Because
if you don't want to do it, no, sorry. There's a nice way to say it.
Right. Or no, I can't.
I can't. Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll take a rain check. I'm good for that.
Right.
I'll take a rain check.
Because I realize you end up being actually counterproductive when you say yes. And then you either, I'll never show up to something and just sit in a corner. That's just not who I am, you know? But when you say yes and then last minute.
Not go.
Go.
Yeah, no. I've said yes and then later thought, oh, God, I really don't feel like doing this. I contacted the person and said, listen, I'm really sorry. Either something came up or I'm not feeling it, whatever. But I've always made sure that I contacted the person.
Right.
Because when you
ghost
someone.
Or ditch. Not even
it's
ditch.
Much worse.
But I don't do that anymore. If I change my mind, I've gotten to a point where if I change my mind, I will be like, listen, you know what? Something came up. Or I changed my mind, depending on how close I am with the person.
Right. Well, you have to do that. You got to be honest.
Right. Oh, hey, Luigi. Right.
Yeah, he's feeling better today, that's for sure.
If you had to rate me in a relationship, 1 to 10, 10 being the best, as a girlfriend, just
absolutely 10, and not because you're my kid. I've seen Dina too, both of you. You try to do the right thing 150%.
Yeah,
absolutely. I can't say you're honest, dedicated, devoted
to a fault.
Well, yeah, I guess. What's the word I'm looking for? Trustworthy.
Oh, I thought perfect. I'm just kidding.
Nobody's perfect.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I come closest to it, but
yep.
Right. Sincere. No, I can't. From watching your past relationships, the only one that really got done dirty
was my last one.
Oh, yeah. That was a bad situation.
Well, no. Me and we can talk about this openly with Carissa
because you met. I met the other one while you were with Carissa, and that was kind of
but I never cheated.
Obnoxious.
And actually,
you didn't cheat, but the way it was handled was kind of crappy.
How
to be in that?
Well, the situation.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
To literally be left for somebody else.
Right. Sucks.
Is a shitty situation.
It hurts.
Absolutely. But I
think
it's
painful. It all turned out the best for her. So that saying, everything happens for a reason. She's got a beautiful life now. Right. She's got a great husband, 2 beautiful kids. So it all turned out.
And there's no hard feelings.
And there's no hard feelings. And she's great. But the pain that she had to endure, everybody, there's always someone gets hurt.
Right.
The bottom line.
Right.
Someone gets hurt.
I did end up.
It wasn't you that got hurt. It was she that got hurt.
I had gotten hurt in our relationship, and she'll tell you. And who knows? Maybe I'll have her on. That would be fun to have her on. I'd gotten hurt in our relationship, but I think I ultimately, I hurt her.
It was shitty how it ended.
But
what happened.
But I will.
And you were warned by both myself and her mother.
Right.
Because you were best friends before it all started.
Right.
And the fact that her mother and I are best friends,
Don't shit where you eat.
Yep. Not a
is
good
the
idea.
lesson here.
Not a good idea.
But I don't think I handled it wrong. The minute I realized I had feelings for somebody else, I distanced myself.
Right.
And the minute I realized I no longer wanted to be in the relationship, I went to her house. I faced her in person. I told her it was over in person. So yes, I did hurt her.
Right,
I'm not going to take that away from her.
Which was the mature thing to do. Again, I go back to my relationship that I was in last year. That
when you got ghosted.
And really, he broke up with me via text message.
Right.
Who does that?
I didn't want to do that, and I didn't do that.
Right. No, you didn't.
I went to her house. I looked her in the face, and I told her, this isn't working anymore.
Right.
It hurt. I hurt her, and
Well, in a situation like this, there's always that one person that gets hurt. Someone gets hurt.
Right.
It is what it is, unfortunately.
Her and I have realized, obviously, we're better off friends.
Well, right.
And
look at how far she's come.
And she's a wonderful, for me, she's the best person I've dated.
Yeah.
She's the most sincere.
As your mother, she is the best person.
She is. She's the most sincere.
Yeah. She gave 150%.
Right.
And this is a girl that,
she fucked up. She fucked up
a couple of times.
Yeah, she fucked up a couple of times,
yeah.
but we were young and we were stupid.
Right, stupid stuff.
And, it took two to tango in a lot of situations, but she was the most sincere and the most loving. Luigi,
sit,
puppy. Yeah, absolutely. And I think
that's a wrap.
I think that's a wrap.
Yeah. Good. All right.
Don't
forget.
Oh my God.
Debzy, DEBBZIE, I believe it is, number 7 on TikTok.
It is.
Find me.
My mother and I, before we go, my mother and
I'll show you some exercise stuff too.
Oh my God.
Get a little muscle thing going on. Stop barking.
My mother and I are both now obsessed with TikTok.
It's entertaining.
It is very entertaining.
I'm having so much fun with it.
So am I. That's it. I think that's the point.
Yeah.
It's not about it's fun when you see success and people like your shit or whatever, but it's not even about that. It's just fun to post.
More fun. Because how do I benefit? I really don't benefit. It's just fun seeing people enjoying the stuff that I put out there, even if I'm stealing it. But then I do my little exercise routine in the morning that I give everybody a little chance to see the little exercise stuff I do.
Right.
Teaching.
Wait, before we go, I just want to say Homegirl has a video of her doing an exercise from today, May 23rd, to Genuine's pony.
It's an abdominal exercise.
I saw that and I was like, is this bitch fucking serious right now? Is she fucking okay? So anyway, if you're not from TikTok, or even if you are from TikTok and you're not following Deb, she would love it if you follow her.
Me.
And that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
this was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, we need to do this more often.
We are.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it too.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have you on again.
Good.
Eventually.
Good. Yeah.
But we're gonna come up with a secret word that people need to comment to let me know that they've listened up to this point. So what should the secret word be?
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts is the secret word. So if you comment Brussels sprouts on either my post or Deb's post on TikTok, on Facebook, wherever you're listening to this, my dog is about to eat my hand. Comment Brussels sprouts and we'll know that you listened the whole way through. And I will DM you on whatever platform. And Luigi.
Yeah, all of a sudden, he wasn't feeling well yesterday. He's going to be 15, so he is getting old. But he wasn't feeling well yesterday, and he was kind of sluggish and whatever. But as you could see, he's a little feisty thing right now, so he's feeling better.
I'll DM you, get your phone number, and then in one of these episodes, I'll give you a call, and we'll have a conversation. So Brussels sprouts is the word.
Brussels sprouts.
You heard it here first.
All right.
All right. Thanks for listening. Mwah. Love you guys.
Love you all.
Peace out. He's trying to help me. He's trying to fucking help me, this bastard.